But anyway, so he's not like totally out of it, you know. So that's why I think he does enjoy hearing about sort of some of the stories, you know, the video game stuff. And so, well, I guess my point is that, and well, the thing is, he has 2 children, a son and a daughter, who are around, I think they're around 20, 25. And one's a little bit older, one's younger, you know. And so, and I believe I think they might both be becoming doctors. I think, they're going to, one I think might be is going to law school or something, another one's a doctor or something. You know, they're sort of that type of family. You know, they're well-to-do, you know. They're fairly well-to-do. So, or at least they'll be getting there, you know. But you know, they're 20, 25. They're not going to know. They're going to know some. They're going to know some. You know, I don't think they're going to be too many 20-year-olds who are not going to know what, like, say, even if they've never played a video game, I've never heard of, you know, aren't into video games and stuff. I'm sure they'll have friends who will mention, like, Fortnite or something like that once in a while, or they'll have heard of it, you know what I mean? Like, and they'll get it, you know. I'm sure they'll, especially if, actually, I think one of them is a doctor, one of them might be going into computers, so maybe that's what it is. So maybe, so you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I don't think there are too many 20 or 25-year-olds, even if they are professionals and they're not big gamers or anything, will have not heard of, like, Call of Duty. You know, will not heard the name Call of Duty anyway. You know what I mean? Like, even if they've never played it or anything. I wanted, sand is what I wanted. You know, so, and the thing was, I think, like, I was like, and I was thinking, you know, it would be sort of nice to, like that his, like, kids have something to sort of talk to him about, you know what I mean? That, like, that could relate to him. Not that they don't have anything to talk to him about, but that they can relate to him on a different level, like on a new sort of fun level, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of the times, like, well, because I was thinking, like, if you talk to older people and stuff, and if they don't know anything about video games and things like that, it's not because they're not always not, it's not always because they're not interested or something, or they're just like, whatever, you know, I don't, you know, I'm not into video games, and that's, you know, a lot of the times they do want to know about things like that, because they know their kids and stuff, and might be into it, but they don't really have anybody who can sort of keep them up to date and sort of share it with them. You know what I mean? Like, because face it, they're, you know, if they're like 60 years old or 55 or something, their 55-year-old friends aren't hanging around playing video games if they have families and stuff like that. So they can't get the information from them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're not going to, you know, so, you know, basically their crowd will not be people who are going to be fluent in, what's up and coming and what's sort of new, and like things like on stuff like on YouTube or something like that. They're not going to know. They're really not going to know. And, you know, their friends probably aren't going to know either. But it doesn't mean they're not interested in it. It just means they don't have somebody who isn't going to be able to, you know, keep them sort of informed, you know. And just a friend just telling them something once isn't going to be enough. You know what I mean? It's not going to be enough. You know what I mean? Like a friend mentioning, oh yeah, I heard of Fortnite. It's some video game everybody's playing. It's not enough to be able to keep track of stuff or to understand it or to, to like talk to their kids about it or something like that. You know what I mean? Or to be able to hold a conversation with their kids. And, like that type of thing, even if they wanted to. And sometimes they do. A lot of times they do. They do want to have fun talking to their kids about stuff like that, and because it's sort of a fun thrill to be able to talk to your kids, about the newest things and stuff like that as you're older, and but and I get I get the reluctance of say if you're like you're trying to talk to somebody who's like a non-gamer or something like that. Not that you're trying to be a jerk or something, but if somebody has only the vaguest idea of something like a game and they really have no reference, it's really difficult to talk to somebody about it. You know what I mean? Like when they might not even know what it sort of looks like. I mean, literally, they might not know what first person is, like a first person view is. Like the doctor friend I was talking to, literally, I was like, I was talking to him about a game, and I'd be like, it's a first person game. And he's like, okay, what is that? And he's like, all right, I'm not sure what that is. What is that? What does that mean? What does that look like? You're literally looking out, like, from the player or something? Because remember, he's thinking of Pac-Man and Mario, like 2D sort of side scrollers, Until I showed him, like I was showing him some games, and I was like, oh, take a look, And I showing him like Tomb Raider and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, so, and he's like, oh, like, and that was like a new thing to him. He never saw that before. He doesn't really, he doesn't keep track of that. He doesn't really know. He never really knew what that looked like, So I literally showed him what a first person viewpoint was, like in like Call of Duty or something, and ever, like he's never seen it before. So I know, like, sometimes you don't want to, if you're talking to somebody and they literally don't even have that kind of viewpoint, they don't even know, like that much. It can be sort of a drag, You're like, man, this is gonna be difficult to talk to this person about it. Not that you hate the person. Not that you're being a jerk and you don't want to talk to them about it. But that it will be actually difficult, like to sort of have a common ground. You know what I mean? And it makes it difficult to sort of connect. So, if I could talk to him about stuff and he knows a little bit about it, and he could like suddenly talk to his kids about it, like a little bit, and start having a conversation. And then they don't feel like they're trying to explain what a first person view is to them, like, you know what I mean? Like, that, they get monsters there. What is this with the monsters? I gotta move my bed. So, he could have like a conversation with them about it. And I get the feeling he likes to talk to his daughter a lot about books, reading books and stuff like that, Like his daughter's a big reader, I guess, and she loves all the different, like, she was reading all the different young adult books, like Hunger Games and, well, they're not really that young adult, but Hunger Games and Harry Potter and stuff like that, like those type of books. She really loved those. Yeah, and since he liked some fantasy books, he was, it was something he could share with her, And I get the feeling there are a lot of, older people who would like to be able to share those things too, but they can't get that initial common ground because they can't get that sort of update, that type of thing. It just makes me. I was just thinking of it because when I was watching that Mom Plays thing, you would see some comments saying stuff like, "Wow, I wish my mom played, Fallout. Wish I could talk to my mother about Fallout." Stuff like that. Like, people were saying that. Be like, "Wow, that'd be really cool if my mom played Fallout. And I could talk to her about it." Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it would be like really fun to be able to talk to your parents about like Fallout or something, or whatever, Call of Duty or whatever. I think a lot of people, like younger people, would like to be able to talk to their parents about stuff like that, but they have no clue. And I think like a lot of people would love to be able to show them the new game. Like younger people would be able to show the new game and be like, "Oh, Mom, check this game out. This is really awesome," and have somebody, and have their mother or something be like, "Oh wow," and like have some fun and share with them. You know what I mean? So, I just thought it was just something I was thinking about. That's all. I thought it was sort of. I sometimes think it's a shame. Like I'm thinking. It's not just because the parents don't have time or they don't feel like it, they're too tired or whatever. It's because they can't get that sort of leg, that ground up, that foot in the door, like where they can understand what's going on. And they don't want to be sitting there. They probably want to know about it ahead of time, like they don't want to like be going up to their kids and being like, like, I get the feeling they don't want to know the initial stuff from their kids. What they want is they want to know a little bit about it on their own, their own stuff, the stuff that they like and stuff. And then, have their, like, kids be able to talk to them about it, be telling them about it and stuff, Like, I get the feeling they just don't want to look stupid, a lot of times. I feel like, or just be like, have no idea what their kids are talking about, you know what I mean? And just feel lost and be like, sitting there like, I don't know what's going on, what the heck is going on, I don't know what these talking about, I don't know what my daughter's talking about, I have no idea what this is, and there's just nonsense to me. Whereas if they learned it, if they could get a hold of an understanding of it ahead of time, that they'd be a lot more into it. They would feel like a lot better about what's going on and stuff. So anyway, it was just an observation. I was just thinking about it. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I mean, tell me if you agree or what. And just, and it's just a shame because I think, like, a lot of parents do want to be able to talk to their children about some fun stuff. And they do. I mean, they do. I know they do. I know there are older people, and not just because they want to share the stuff with their kids. I mean, it's like for like, and just for a purely selfish reason. It's fun for like an older person to feel like they're talking about a sort of like, what's hip and what's happening, what's new, what they sort of, like in a certain sort of way with their kids, sharing, because they also enjoy that kind of, they also like to enjoy that kind of stuff as well, So part of them wants to sort of like know what's like the new thing that's going on and stuff like that. not too much, but enough that they're, and sort of vicariously having fun through their sort of children a little bit. It keeps them young. It keeps them sort of fresh, and it really does. I mean, it really keeps them with a sort of young attitude, and I mean, I really do think that it sort of, it keeps them vitalized and vital. I mean, if you're really ever worried about your parents getting old or something like that, and you're worried that they're just getting old and sort of crumpling, and a nice thing to do would be to do that, get them interested in like that type of game or something somehow. The problem is like if you are trying to do it, it feels really difficult. Like if you're a daughter or a son or something, you're trying to get them to do it. Why won't this change? That's weird. Okay. Normally you could change this block using the shovel, but maybe it's because it's connected to this block. Let me see here. No. It's because of this block, maybe? Let me see. Okay, no. But, yeah, but I mean, and like, it makes them feel sort of young again, a little bit, not crazy young again, but, oh, it has to have a top, a regular top, okay. In other words, I have to jump it up and down on it for a bit. But, it's, in a selfish way, just a purely selfish way, it makes them feel sort of young again, a little bit, not too young, obviously. But, and they could have fun, It's not changing, okay. It will when it changes. When it does, I could do it then. Change the top then. But, yeah, I mean, that's, and that's sort of, I think they want to know. What I think a lot of the times they don't want is to have their kid trying to explain it to them and trying to force them to sort of play something that, like, they're not really that interested in. The trick is sort of getting them something they're looking at going, oh wow, what's that, and them having a sort of an initial interest of their own in knowing some stuff on their own a little bit. So they feel like they're getting some kind of mastery. You feel like you're getting, you're knowing, where you're knowing stuff, and what are you doing there? And so they feel like they have a sort of skill, like they should learn like a cool skill or something, and they have some kind of mastery of it a little bit, to a certain degree. And I think they, once they do that, they sort of, and the trick is trying to find, I think the thing is that they want to learn stuff from like their peers, they want to learn it from their peer. They don't want to necessarily learn it from their kid. They want to learn it from a friend or somebody they know, or somebody in their sort of age group who will explain it to them in a way that they feel okay with, And I think if they hear it from a peer, if some peer is going, oh wow, yeah, it's really fun, you should check it out, they're far more likely to check it out, And then once they do check it out, then, and they know a little bit about it, then they could start having fun with their kids and stuff like that with it, you know? That's when they suddenly get a relationship there in that way. Anyway, it was just a thought, because I was looking at the comments, and that's all. I was like, huh. You know, and I felt like, and I was thinking, yeah, you know, I don't think it's because they're not, maybe these monsters are underground. I don't think it's because they don't want to. I think it's because they don't have sort of access to it the way that they want. I get the feeling they do want to, because I think they do want to. I do think they want to have fun and like speak to their kids and stuff and have fun and sort of feel youthful and that type of thing. They just don't, they're just not going about it in a way that it's not being brought to them in a way that they can get properly. By which I mean, I think through a peer, not necessarily the children, you know. Because I'll bring up stuff to my doctor friend, and yeah, and I think he'll once in a while he'll be like, well, once in a while he'll come up and say something like, oh yeah, I was talking to my daughter about that. She's surprised I knew about it and all this. And I think he appreciates that, you know. But anyway, look, here's a couple houses. I'm going to end this, and I'm going way over an hour, so I'm going to end this. Oh, look, whoa. What are these guys? This guy's just all, man, they're just digging this house, aren't they? Look at these guys, they're just all over the house. What's up? What's up, guys? What are you doing? You know, I don't know what they're doing, but they seem to love this, apparently. I don't know. Maybe, I can't tell, you know. Hold on. Let me do that. But they're loving it. Anyway, that's the house. They only have to be a small room with a door. Actually, and literally, I think all you need to have is a door with a space behind it, with a roof over it. In other words, I could literally just put a door here, like a wall, like two walls, like a 2-space wall or something, a door, and a roof, like 2 squares of a roof, and that would be considered enough of a room to be, like, you know, because it has a roof over it. I think it needs a back wall. In other words, I think this back wall and this door and the roof part is all that's necessary. So, and you could it only needs 1 square. Like, I could put another door here, I think, and that'll be considered another room. Another door there. I think if I put 2 doors right here, and then another, no, I don't think I put them there, but I could put another 2 doors here and here. It'd be considered 3 rooms altogether. I could do it there too. I could do it in each room. But I don't really want to make it look like that. So I'm going to put up a bunch of mini rooms like this everywhere. And I think that'll be good. And I think I'm going to need a lot more jungle wood, to be honest. So I think I might chop down a jungle wood tree. Did I have a whole stack? What do you say? Oh, I have 2 stacks. Okay, never mind. That's cool. So, my stomach rumbling is telling me that it's time to get off. Also, I've gone way past an hour, so I hope you listened for the entire time. Maybe you didn't, I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if I should start cutting some of these in half, these really long ones. Because if I go on for another couple of minutes, I might as well cut this in half and make it like 2 40-minute episodes or something. Um, you know what? I think I'll do that. You know what? I think I'll build a couple more houses and I think I'll go on for another 15 minutes and just cut this into two 15-minute episodes. So, I mean, 2 40-minute episodes. I had a problem. I did the same thing with 2 Point Hospital. I ended up playing for like an hour and 20 minutes. I was like, that's way too long. Who's going to watch an hour and 20 minutes of this? I was like, really? That's crazy. So I was like, you know, I absolutely got to break this up into 2 like 40-minute episodes. And you know what? I think I'll do the same thing for this. So I'll just play for another 12 to 15 minutes or so and make it a let me get that shovel. Now I'm not sure, but I think rooms have to be built on a road with access, like facing a road. I'm not actually sure, but I don't think they necessarily have to have a direct physical connection to it. But I think they have to be like, you know, facing like a road. So, okay. Let me do that. I'll get rid of this tree. Okay. But yeah, I was you know, but yeah, anyway, good. I could ramble on for a few more minutes. But yeah, I was thinking, you know, well, the thing is, I have another doctor, and boy, she has no clue and no care about video games at all, whatsoever. You know, she just, she just absolutely no. I have a whole slew of doctors, by the way. No, well, no, I don't. That's not true. I don't have all kinds of crazy doctors, but I do have a couple of doctors that I have to see regularly. I can't do that. Okay. But, it's just those two, really. It's just two. And, actually, let me do this. Is it going to, okay, no. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm just fixing this up a little bit. But, yeah, she has no interest in games at all, so I don't particularly talk to her about them. Although she does surprisingly know, she has a young child, so she does surprisingly know about some games. Because, you know, I think her child is, you know, they must hear it in school. So I don't see her letting her kid play a lot of video games and stuff. So, in a very responsible manner, I think she'd be like, you could play for 2 hours before, you know, after you finish your homework or something, like that type of thing. Or you could play for an hour after you finish your homework. I could see her doing something like that, you know what I mean? And I'm sure she'll check the games that they're playing, you know? So she does surprisingly know, like, you know, about certain games. Like, she knows what Fortnite is. And PUBG. I was like, wow, really? Heard of PUBG? I was like, oh. That was a big shock to me that she knew what PUBG was. I was like, oh, really? And she knew what Civilization was and Fallout 4. And that surprised me. But I think that was because a friend of hers plays Civilization. A guy, I think she does play Civilization. Oh, what's going on? Oh, sorry. So, okay, let me put up some wall here. So back wall. Yeah, okay. So I don't talk to her. Yeah, I don't talk to her about it too much. Let's see now. Okay, let me do this. But I do feel the guy benefits from it a little bit. And the other doctor, she isn't like she's not like old or anything. She's not. So she so she's, you know, she's not out of touch with anything like younger and stuff. So she's only like 40 or so. I don't even know if she's 40. She must be. I guess. I don't know. I can't tell. She looks pretty young. But every once in a while I do mention stuff to her. She's far more interested in the stuff like the microtransactions and the laws and stuff like that, and the net neutrality stuff, like that type of thing. She's actually far more interested in that type of knowing about that type of stuff, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, that shouldn't surprise me at all. Because she wants to know about that, you know. I would imagine for her kid's sake, you know. I'm gonna put some houses up here, actually. Because this goes directly to the road there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Thing is, how am I gonna... You know what, maybe I'll make an overhang. I have enough space to make... Oh no, this will be a walkway. And the rooms will be here. Okay, alright. Oh, is it nighttime again? Crap. I don't know if you heard that plane or not, but I'm going to try to fix that and get it out. Alright, let me throw out my bed right here real quick. See if I can sleep. Okay, there we go. Good, they're all burning up. No, except for that creep. You know, man, this creep is all over the place. I gotta get rid of these guys. I gotta remember to be careful. Creep in our city is just bad news. Because, man, once you blow something up, especially a villager, you know, you could be in big trouble there. So, okay. What did I want? What is all this junk I'm picking up here? God. Did want more nether brick and some... Oh, I have windows. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll finish up these couple buildings here, then I'll stop. And you'll probably notice it strangely because it might be a little bit weird because I'll have broken the file, you know. I'll break this into two different, you know, I think I will make an overhang. Yeah. I will, you know, break this into two different files, two like 45-minute files or something. And this is all I wanted to do for houses. I wasn't going to do something crazy. I don't want to get too complicated here. Okay. Nope. That's okay. That's there. Yeah. Oh, I did need to do that. Okay. Yeah, I did need to put a overhang here. There we go. There's one room. Two. And this will be the third. 2, 3. Yep. Okay. Let's do this. That's all. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. But I'm just saying, do be aware of that if you're listening. You know, all the people certainly do want to enjoy those things with you. And have, you know, have like a little bit of, you know, vicariously live through your life a little bit. Have some fun. Just know about it, you know. Face it, your parents always want to feel like they're hip. You know, they always want to feel like they're hip, face it. So they're always going to want to know what the latest thing is, you know, what the latest show is, what the latest music. Maybe not the latest music, but what the latest show is, because they're always going to like their own music. But they're going to want to know what the latest games are, the latest books are, what the latest stuff on television is. That type of stuff, you know. What are the doors? Did I take it with me? Oh, I did. Okay. That was stupid. You know, and you could help them out by giving them that information, you know, telling them about stuff like that. Problem I see is the big, again, the main problem I see all the time is that I'm thinking, I always think they really want, I really think they want a peer to tell them this stuff, or to get them interested in it. I think they're far more willing to listen to a peer, or someone, you know, someone near their age range going, oh, this is great, this is awesome, you should check it out. And they don't feel so weird about it. They're like, not that they're feeling weird, but they're like, oh, you know, like my fellow coworkers talking about this, like, there's something to check out, you know. Or, you know, everybody in my office is checking this out, or something like that, or they're all talking about it. What's up, you know? What's going on? Am I missing something, you know? You know, parents are far more worse, like, older people are far more worse about worrying about things like thinking they're missing something. If you get them thinking they're missing something, they're like, what, really? I'm missing something? Like, what, is this important? Should I know about this? They'll like hound you trying to figure out what it is. You know? Because they're thinking like, you know, it's like, because they're more like thinking stuff like, yeah, in the same way that somebody was, it would be like, oh, if you know, you need to know this information for like your retirement pay, you know. And they're like, oh my God, really? Am I not going to get the money that I should have got for my retirement because of this? Because I didn't know that, you know. So they're more willing to, they'll be like, thinking like, oh man, I gotta know this stuff, because if I don't, I'm gonna get screwed. So they're on the lookout to try to figure out stuff, you know, like, that's how you get them. You're like, oh man, you don't know that? Man. You know, and then they're like, so, and if, you know, if your 15-year-old daughter comes up to you, it's like, oh, if you don't know that, you know, like, sure, whatever, you know, I'm not going to get screwed because I think my 15-year-old daughter knows that I don't know. Or they're not thinking about it as much. But if, like, the people in work are like, oh, man, did you hear about that? I see that or whatever. Then they're like, oh, really? You know, they're thinking about stuff like that. Because also, if you think about it, it's also for as far as networking, all the people that big on networking, right? They're thinking like stuff like if your manager or boss or something like that loves loves that Game of Thrones show, it's like, well, you know what? You need to find out about that Game of Thrones show because the boss loves it, so you need to hear about it. You need to find out what that's all about. So you could have like a conversation with him and, he'll like you and you'll get a raise or something, They're thinking stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's interesting to them, Anyway, okay, I'm going to get off. I got those houses going. Wow, the houses look weird. But, okay, whatever. That's fine. I don't care. Oh, wow, there's no... Yeah, the doors in the back, really? Yeah, they are. Okay. Yeah. Okay, alright. That looks bizarre, but okay. I'll take that. That's fine. Excuse me, my throat's a little dry now. I need to get off. My throat's drying up real bad, so... Okay, thank you for joining me, and again, you'll know what's going on because I'm going to break this file up in half, so... and I'm sorry if I didn't apologize, if I didn't say farewell in the other video, because obviously because I'm breaking this in half, I didn't get a chance to do it in the last before, so... But I am doing it now. Thank you for joining me on Bunnysays, and hope you enjoyed the little conversation. Hope it was, food for thought anyway. Something interesting to think about. But anyway, I'll see you next time, and I think I'll go spelunking next time. Build a few more houses, then go spelunking. Cave diving, so. Okay, anyway, thank you for joining me, and goodbye for now. And again, if you like making the rounds, if you like what you're seeing and stuff like that, like and subscribe and all that jazz. Okay, whatever. Anyway, goodbye, and thank you.